Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Akeem Amir, the founder of MirrorTlk LLC. And we're personally the type of brand that's focused on networking, and we're a multimedia platform. So the importance of this show is to make sure that we bring black people together, people of like minds, and making sure that we prosper in any way possible. So here to my left, I have Tope. We also have Jacob. How you doing, Jacob? And then we have our very own lovely Jag Co. Jennifer, the owner of Jag Co. And then we have my brother, Cherif. So yeah, this is our first episode. So please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Keep it raw.
Keep it raw. So let's jump right into it. So Tope, how did you get into event planning, and what was your MO?
Yeah, it came to me, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just came to school. I guess I'm a nice guy, and you know.
Towson, yeah.
Yeah, you know, he was there.
These guys went to Towson. I'm
Which
more
one was
than
like your favorite event that you hosted or did?
Favorite? Oh my.
Did you guys do the first Pretty Nasty in
yes.
2016?
Oh yeah. Nah, that was messy.
2016.
What made it messy though?
What
made it messy though? Like, what was messy about it?
You gotta understand, like, a lot of these parties that we do, it's for the money. Like,
yeah.
No offense, like, I could give a damn how it goes. I could give a damn. I mean, me personally, because my name's involved, you know, I want my parties to be, you know, lit. They're always lit by association, but honestly, the main important thing is the money. Mm-hmm. How much tickets are sold, the financials and the algorithm. That's all that matters. The cheddar. So
the results.
Exactly.
Let's just say that.
And the first one I happened to throw was lit, and from there on out, it just kept going and just.
Which one was that?
What's the first party I ever threw? Pretty Nasty, yeah, Pretty Nasty.
At Bamboo?
What year was this?
At high school?
He been throwing them since high school?
Bamboo.
No, it was at a high school.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't like
it was at a high school.
It was at a high school.
Over there in Hamilton.
2016.
Yeah.
And Don is the, I don't know if y'all know Don, but he's a Towson legend, but he's the one who started it, and he just was like, Tope, you wanna, like, you lit, just fuck with me.
Right.
Next thing you know, like, alright. He's like, yo, there's money involved, for real? After the party, when I saw how much money was made, I'm like, yeah. Sign me up.
Say less.
So he kind of like, did he take you under his wing and kind of like mentor you in a way?
Yeah,
that's what's up. Right. So what about you, Jacob? What made you get into photography? You know, now you're a celebrity photography. How did you make your way to that title?
Well, I started 6 years ago. My brother had a camera, and he passed it down to me in high school. So I would just stay after school and we'd start clicking up people, and we just turned it to a business.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about consistency. So 6 years now, you just gotta stay focused and locked in, and having the right people around you. So people that pushed me to get there is really important.
Yeah. So like, what were some trials and tribulations that you faced that like kind of made you feel like, I don't know if this is probably for me, but anyway, you kind of got over that hump and kept going forward?
I wouldn't change a thing, actually. I think the main thing at first was resources. Yeah. So of course our photography equipment is really expensive. Like now I have all the stuff I need, but before equipment would go for like $3,000, $4,000, and that's just for the body of the camera. Then you gotta get your lens, your equipment. So now that I can finally afford all that, I feel like I'm good now. But before, I think that was the main issue, and I wouldn't change it. I think I'm glad that I did that, or I went through that path, because I used to have a camera that was like $100 off Amazon, and I was creating really good content, and people were asking me like, well, what camera do you use? I'm like, it doesn't matter what camera you have, it really matters how you're using it.
You had a Nikon?
No, it was just a small Canon. Right off Amazon. It's $125.
I'm just asking because I have a Canon myself. I want to know. I have a Nikon.
Yo, the day I met Jacob, he was flicking like a professional. The day I met him, I'm telling you.
He had the determination in his eyes from the get-go.
All right, when did you guys meet? Like, I remember you guys at Towson University, right? So you guys went to school together, and you guys seen each other become, like, you know, where you are today, right? So
that's
like,
crazy.
What's the origin story, like, seeing you guys?
I mean, one, we ain't a PWI, so it's like, when you see a nigga in Towson, you like, brother! You know what I mean? Like, you see me, so it's like, the first time I seen Jacob, I met him through, I think it was like
Brian Sus.
Yeah, Sus.
We used to live in Sus. We all did.
What's that? We both social. So.
It's our cafeteria.
Oh, I don't know.
We both social.
Go
it had to
Bears.
happen. It just straight
And
up.
I met him before. I was taking pictures of the chapter.
Okay.
In like November.
What fraternity are you two a part of?
I'm in Phi Beta Sigma.
Okay.
And Cap outside.
Word.
Yeah.
So let's go on to Jenn. How did you get into modeling? What inspired you?
Well, I got into modeling. It was weird 'cause I wasn't even thinking about like doing modeling at all. First of all, I'm Caribbean, so it was definitely like you going to school and this is what you're going to school for, and that's it. Like it was, so that's the same mentality I have. Like, nah, I'm just trying to get this degree and go. But I had a mentor, and he had went to high school with me. I went to High Point, and I was coming down, like I was leaving Blount. It's this building at Morgan, yeah. So I was leaving Blount, and my mentor, he was like, "Nah, you about to audition. You about to audition." I was like, "No, I'm not." Like I was like, "What? I'm about to go get food. Like I'm not about to audition for nothing." So he was like, "Do you have heels upstairs?" And I was like, "No, like I'm about to go eat." So like he insisted, so then he ended up finding like some heels for me, and I was like, you know what, because during that point I definitely wasn't as social, and I felt like I was definitely
More introverted.
yeah, but it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like
What
it
year was that?
That was like 2013. But my second semester of 2013, because I graduated 2013, yeah. So it was like my second semester, so it was spring semester, I think it was, and I was like, I didn't like Morgan. I was like, I just can't fit in. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a try. So I ended up walking, and then this is the crazy part. So when I first walked, she was like, no. And then when she said no, I said,
You felt distraught?
what? I was like, no. No, I felt distraught, but I was like, nah, I'm about to get in my bag. Like I was like, nah, she didn't just say no to me. Like in my brain, I was like, nah, she didn't just say no to me. So I walked again. I was like, nah, can I walk one more time? And then she let me walk one more time. And she was like, okay, I see a little bit of improvement. And then after that, I was just like, I don't know if it was the no or it was like more of like a eye opener to me. Like I was just like, nah, no. Like I'm about to like start walking. I started just modeling from there. And then I felt like with modeling, I started finding myself more and more. Because it was like, I was still part of an organization, and I was like, it was the Fashion at Morgan.
Okay.
I was still part of an organization, but I didn't want to be like everybody on the organization. Like I was just like, I want to be myself. Like and just model. Like I was just like, nah. Like I don't want to walk like nobody. I don't want to act like nobody. Like when people see me, yeah. Like I was like, when people see me, I want people to be like, oh nah, that's Jenn's walk.
You know what? You definitely give that aura when you go onto the floor, because I was also part of Fashion at Morgan. Actually, when you graduated, I joined. But I remember going to the shows and seeing you walk, and every time you walk, like no one else had that same walk as you. You know what I'm saying? So she has like this sway, but it's real confident. So like I can tell, like after that, I started seeing a lot of up and coming models starting to really become influenced by Jenn. So I can definitely personally sit here and advocate for that. She's definitely a good model.
Thank you. But that's a time.
How'd you get into Jag Co though? Like what inspired you to create your own business?
This is interesting.
What is Jag Co?
Right.
Jag, so it's my name, Jennifer Amanda Gomez.
Oh, so it's your initial.
I was just like, nah. I was like, I wanted to be timeless, and I definitely want to do like different things under it. So I was like, at first, I'm gonna give y'all the name that I had. I was like, it was like bougie but G, something like that. But bougie something. And I was like, what? Like I was like,
did you say that around to somebody? Like, what do you think about this?
No. I brought it up to my mom.
Yeah.
She said, stupid. She said, it's nonsense. And I was like, all right. But then as I said it, but then she explained to me why. She was just like, that's not timeless. Like she's like, you're gonna grow, and then when you grow, you're gonna be like, I don't want this.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I started thinking of more. And then I was like, you know what? Why would I not just use my name? Like, I think Jag is lit. Like, I don't know. I think, personally, I think Jag is like cool.
It's smooth.
It's cool.
Yeah, so I was just like, it's
luxury.
smooth. And it's just 3 letters. I was like, you know what? Why not? But I started Jag because when I was on Fashion at Morgan, I ran for Miss Fam and I didn't win.
Okay.
So since I didn't win, I was like, you know what? Like, that definitely, like, destroyed me. Because I was like, what? Like, like, I'm putting my time in. Like, I trained most of the models. Like, I was like, how did I not get it?
Right.
Cool. So I was like, you know what? At first I was like, I'm not even about to try again, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it again. So I did it again, and then I won. But what I realized, the lesson that I learned from that, I was like, I want to have something that I'm able to dictate on my own. Like, I'm able to change it. I'm able to do exactly what I want to do with it. So what I started realizing what were my strengths, and it was more of like, I'm really good at empowering people. Like, I really, bring people in. It's like, I do it in a real genuine natural way where it's like, I'm not gonna never direct you to the wrong way.
Right.
And then I also do social work, so my major is social work, and I'm like a future clinician.
Right.
December, and I was like, I want to just connect everything, like, because I feel like with modeling is really about confidence, like, and confidence plays a big role with your mental health. So I was like, as I'm growing, I'm just connecting it together.
Right. So you mentioned timelessness. So I think that you all have something that you're bringing to the table that is going to put you in the forefront of this generation in terms of being a mogul, the next best photographer, the next best model.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
I was just saying that. Literally, I was saying to her right before we started was that, now is the time for us to really take over, because all these people that came before us are retiring. So you got people like Tyra Banks, you got Naomi Campbell. All these people are literally retiring, and there's no one else to take the take the title. So I'm like, now's the time for us to really take some sacrifices. So it means stepping back from whatever it is that's distracting you. I know for me it was partying the most, because traveling, partying, doing all that stuff, I wasn't getting anything done. And as soon as I put that away, I started to see, okay, I'm starting to see what's the results. And when you start doing that, you're like, okay, maybe I could be the next, best photographer, best model coach, best party promoter, thrower, anything.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that up, right? And I know, like, going into your own venture, your own business, like becoming that person that you want to be. Like, when did you all decide, like, you know what, I gotta go all into this, right? I gotta invest all my time into this, or I gotta make sure I end up where I want to go. Like, when did you guys decide this is it?
Mine was July 2018.
This man knows the dates.
You got the dates.
Because my cousin, she is an entrepreneur, and she sat me down. She's like, "Come over, let's do some to-do list. Like, let's plan some stuff out." And she's like, I really see some potential, and you really got to step it up. Like, bring your best A game, bring all that. She's like, you got to put all that stuff aside. It's always gonna be there. I was like, you're right. Let me do something. So she was like, think outside the box to do something that's gonna be different. I'm like, I'm trying to think. And that was July, and I did a shoot. This really big shoot I did one time was a Rugrats shoot, and it went like so viral. I was like, okay, I really need to put this stuff aside and really lock in and get it done. Right. And that's when I just knew, because she really got me together. Like,
what platform did it go viral on?
Twitter, Instagram. It still does. Facebook, all that stuff.
That's what's up.
Okay. How about you?
For me, it was, so I started planning before I actually graduated. Like, I was writing down everything that I wanted to do with it, but specifically the date, it was like in January 2018, because Jag had the year in. No, 2019. I'm like, no. I graduated 2019.
So back to you manage artists as well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. Like, what artists?
Like, when you lock in on that?
Yeah, when did you lock in on that? And who do you manage?
That started early last year. First I started with Hefe Francesco.
Okay.
He went to Morgan. He's a very, very talented artist. He's more of the trap art, rap, trap, and he's live.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? My bro asked me, he was like, bro, you trying to help manage me? Like, I got so much going on. Like, I was like, shit.
I feel like it was too hard to juggle everything, or you was like, let me try it out.
You want to take a challenge.
You can't,
why not?
What's that head ass thing that people say? You want so much on your plate and you want to eat something. Yeah, it was basically like that. And it was like, at this point in my life, it's like, I'm not a millionaire yet. So everything it takes to get there, I'll do it all.
Right, absolutely.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and one thing I remember is like, the only thing in this universe that remains the same is change. So it's like, life is gonna always keep changing. Things are gonna always keep changing. I'm not gonna do the same thing forever.
Right.
Like, you feel me? As long as I get to the goals that I personally have for myself, and I feel like we all have goals. So it's like, whatever it takes. I need
people don't understand though. Sometimes
management, everything.
Yeah.
Time is never really on your side. Like, you gotta really, 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 like, time is never on your side. Where it's like, if it's something that you want to do, you gotta really give it full out. And it's like, you gonna fail. Like, of course, it's gonna be certain things where it's like, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's like you gotta realize time is not on like this world.
Yeah.
Whether you start today, tomorrow, it's still gonna keep going around. So
Yeah.
it's like, why not give it your all? I've always looked at life like that. It's like, nah, time isn't on my side. I gotta go harder.
You know
That's
what?
funny.
Go ahead.
I literally just posted today my story. I was like, I just realized that I utilize my 24 hours differently than other people because.
So you get that statement.
Yeah, I'm like.
We all have the same
felt-
24
you
hours.
We have
You
the
felt
same
that.
24
Yeah.
hours, but we're not utilizing it the same
Right.
way because
Yeah.
you got other people here doing things that are distracting them.
Mhm.
And when I find locked in, I realize I need to, take some more time to take some sacrifices, some self-reflection. And you do that, you're like, dang, like, we are not the same. And it hurts to say because you of course you want to share your accomplishments with your friends. You all want to be. I want to see all my friends millionaires by 25. That's my goal.
Oh.
25.
Go hard. Go
Even
hard.
sooner if we can.
By
But I'm like,
25. I'm
if we
23.
can't lock in, it's not going to happen.
Damn.
LeBron.
I seen a tweet like Meek Mill was like, it's the earliest, like we live in a day and age where it's the easiest time to become a millionaire.
It is.
Like stop being
Everybody
a weirdo,
can
you know what I'm
eat.
saying? Like really eat, like really
Everybody
get to
can
your
eat.
craft, find your niche, and get there. You feel
Yeah.
like the objective is to go. The objective is to find that vehicle. So like I'm glad you really brought that up. It's like it's 2020. It's a brand new decade.
It is.
And prior to that, people have been making like you know what I'm saying, monumental
Yeah,
moves,
you can make
game
money
changer
doing
moves
anything.
to actually do any like there's little girls becoming millionaires off of TikTok.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
gaining
don't even
that
understand
influence,
that.
like becoming an influencer is a new profession. Like, if I have a kid in the future and she's like, you know what, daddy, I want to be a YouTuber or something, like that's
it.
not crazy
Right,
anymore. You
right.
feel me? Like her sitting in front of her laptop is not crazy no more. So like it's a lot of there's a lot of possibilities for us to become successful and gain that wealth. You feel me? Or whatever future you desire.
Well, what you said that stood out to me, you said everyone can eat, and I think that's one of the main issues with this area maybe. Actually,
In Baltimore?
everywhere.
No, just the DMV
everywhere.
area.
It's that mentality that you think that someone else can't eat. Because I learned the hard way that I used to reach out when I was like just starting out. I used to reach out to people. I'm like, hey, can you give me some advice? Blah blah blah. Do this stuff, and people didn't want to help me. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go out and get it myself. When I show love to people, I'm gonna show love full force.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
Right.
you're gonna get it right back.
Yeah.
But you gotta really realize that. It's not gonna hurt you. What's
not.
for you is for you. And
Right.
You gotta really understand
Exactly.
And you
it's
know what?
for you.
You know what? It's funny because like just to reiterate, like we created MirrorTlk because it's important to find yourself in order to help other people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you know deep down inside, you know what, at this very moment I want to do X, Y, and Z. It's best for you to have that definite purpose and really lock in, like you said. You've been reiterating the importance of locking in. And to me, locking in is just looking in the mirror, checking the mirror and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. You know what, Akeem, you're going to accomplish that if you do X, Y, and Z. For me, I always had to make sure I organize well. You feel me? If I organize my planner really well, it felt good when I X things off. You know what I'm saying? And I communicate with my team, hey, we're going to do this next. And I hear them in their voices, they get excited. I'm like, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? So what is it like about being a leader to you all that like keeps you pushing?
I think.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
To me, honestly, it's like you have to sit with yourself,
Right.
and like you gotta sit with yourself, and
Felt
that's
party
really.
all day, every day.
And let me tell you, and that has to be sometimes the most uncomfortable thing you can do. But like to literally lock in, it's like you gotta sit with yourself. You gotta be honest and you gotta be ethical.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Absolutely.
you gotta really be like, yo, if I'm gonna do right, I'm gonna do right because I want to see the person, whoever's following me, is gonna do right
Yep,
too.
yep.
Like you can't be a leader and not be able to sit with yourself. Like you
Yeah.
just wouldn't work like that. And
It
I feel
won't.
like, at least for me as a woman, I think that sometimes it's more of like you're gonna intimidate people. You're gonna like, at least for me, it's more of like you're gonna intimidate people. But if you know you're doing it like in a genuine and you know exactly where you're trying to go, you're gonna look at that and be like, nah, I did it because I had to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And be resourceful, definitely resourceful. Gotta be resourceful. Got to.
People are afraid to extend the hand to help others because, like we were talking about a few minutes ago,
I don't-
like
I don't
everybody
get
can
that.
eat. I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
used
no
to like that
problem with
too,
helping
yeah.
people.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't hurt. Yeah, it doesn't hurt you.
You gain.
If anything, you gain a new relationship.
Exactly. You don't know where that person
Exactly,
can take.
you
You
never
don't
know.
where tables will flip, and that
never
person
know.
is giving you a job, and you sitting there like, damn. I
It's
feel
really
like
But
Yeah,
I
that.
sometimes look at it though, y'all. I don't know. Sometimes I look at it. I be
That's-
trying to be like a double advocate. I be like, maybe they were just going through something through that time, and they just couldn't help me.
Yeah.
But because you never really know who are going
There's
through.
different
never
side.
know.
I think the main thing for me, that was one of my issues just starting out, or like when I finally feel like I kind of like got out there and I kind of like, you know, established myself. That's when I feel like I was being really stubborn because, like I said earlier, people are, you know, knocking down doors for me, and I still got through because God is always going to come through for me. And I think that when people reach out to me, oh, how can I do this? How can I do that? And I'm like, you got to get the hard way just like I did. Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be that person that's going to shorthand them. So I probably, you know, I've learned the long way, you know, just, you know, go ahead and reach out or, you know, give them what they need as much as you can. I mean, you know,
sometimes it's annoying.
No, actually,
annoying.
I read.
Sometimes the price tag is attached too.
No, let
Exactly.
me tell you. I read one of your posts, and I was like, it was a traveling post, and I was like, yo, I need to save that post. You were like, buy a one-way trip, you know, there, and buy a one-way trip back. I was like,
that's the barber.
I need to save that.
I know this camera can see this I-8 back there.
Yeah, you about to pull up.
Just pretend I ain't see that.
Pull up that I-8 real quick.
Ooh.
That's goals.
Yo, we out here. We all about transparency.
We talking about transparency.
That fire.
We got that fire outside. Open the door real quick. So, what was your first job? Your first job?
Who's going first?
Yeah, like the first thing you ever done to make money.
I worked at Riderwood.
What's that?
I went to Riderwood too.
You did?
Not my first job though. What was your?
And Moco?
Oh.
I worked at Moco.
Riderwood on.
I worked at the Green Turtle.
Kill, y'all was out.
I was at Fireside. We were getting the shit.
Riderwood had to be.
Wait, did you work with Brittany? Not Brittany.
I work with Gabe.
Did you work with Diamond?
No, it was Gabe and I think Gio worked with you.
Can y'all explain what this place is?
But let me tell you, Riderwood, that was.
I'm from Baltimore. We don't know.
It was a retirement home filled with young, wild kids trying to take care of these old people. When I'm telling you, it was reckless. It was just reckless. It was just like a job. Everybody worked there, but you make good money. Like you make good money. Every mom was like, I'm buying McDonald's.
This is like you in high school making like 15 an hour.
Huh?
Like I'm telling you,
it was like
you could buy a car off that money.
But like for us, like their check was like what, $500? Like what you ain't got no bill, you ain't paying phone, you ain't paying nothing.
You ain't buying food. You eat every day.
It's in like Beltsville, close to Moco.
Makes sense.
What was your first? Tope, what was your first job?
Subway.
He's better say I've been an entrepreneur all my life.
Oh.
And then I said, nah, it's a dub. And started cutting
How long
people's
you worked
hair.
there?
Was fucking niggas' hair up after that. Never been a barber since.
So I got a question. So like, being how you guys are all.
I didn't do my first job.
What was your first?
My first job, I worked at a barbershop. I was like 13. I would go to barbershop and sweep it up. I knew I was a hustler.
That's crazy,
I knew Jake was
Bro.
making money. I know you gonna be a millionaire.
Cause at 13?
This wasn't for you. Like you were sweeping, like they was like, this ain't for you.
No, I was cleaning up.
You deserve better.
Did your pride step in at any point? Like you didn't even care. You was like, I want the money. I want the money.
No, I clean. I'm a really good cleaner, so I clean really well.
Yeah.
You got a sandwich.
We found out you got OCD.
Torch.
I mean,
OCD is good though, low key, because it keeps you in order.
Akeem,
I think so.
When you young, you
my first job?
Yeah.
Yo, my first job, I didn't have a job until I was 18. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I went to a private school, so like, everything was just spoon fed.
I went to a private school.
My God, there we go.
I was working too.
I was playing football, so I didn't. Working was not going to work.
Basketball, golf, soccer.
I was playing. I had time for. I was trying to get Aki. I had no time for that.
I mean, look, my first I worked at Modell. I was grinding. I was supporting the athletes. You feel me? I was getting that money, boy. Like really.
Like, I'm not about to keep waiting for you. Like,
listen.
Give it to me
I gotta answer your
now.
question though. So my first job was at the Green Turtle. And it was the worst experience ever because I was right around the corner. No, the one in Orange Mills. It was bad because remember how I just told y'all it was bad. So remember how I just said I was at the private school. So the private school I was at is McDonough High School. So your cousin what's his name? What was your cousin's name?
Not 6'6".
Play soccer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so basically I was embarrassed because it was right around the corner from my high school. So the same teachers that taught me would see me and say, Akeem, why are you working here? This is, remind you, I was a freshman in college at this point. So it was my first job. So I'm like, as a host, so I'm like, it was embarrassing as hell. But like, as time went on, like I just was like, you know what, whatever, I'm getting my money and I'm stacking up, I'm good. I'm driving a Beamer.
My first job was fucking cutting grass. I ain't give a fuck. I was cutting grass.
You can make great cutting grass.
You been cutting your whole life. Cutting grass, cutting hair.
He cut hair.
Right. No, but my question was, being how you guys are now from when you guys first started and to where you guys are at currently after you graduated, college, high school. What is one? I know you said one thing about locking in, Jacob. What is something that you would encourage our peers this year? Because I know all of us are, everybody doing certain things, everybody's retiring. So what would you
For
tell
the next generation,
for the next generation?
the
What would
young
you tell
bucks,
them
the young bulls.
that they need to focus on 2020?
For our generation too, golly.
Yeah.
I got three
People are
things.
lazy.
I got three things. First thing, don't ever be what's the word? Complacent. Like,
Yeah.
it's too much out here. There's so much more you could do. Everyone got, like he said, different 24 hours. That's number one. Number two, for sure, remember, like, your life can turn around like in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Real life, 2 seconds.
You see one opportunity.
Like, you could be a father tomorrow. And
That's
you gotta
it.
take care of someone, honestly.
it, yeah.
And then you gotta grow up and put your big boy pants
Yeah.
on. And you gotta take care of somebody else, and you can't even take care of yourself. So you gotta grow up.
Yeah.
Another third thing, have fun with it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have fun because every day that you wake up, every day that you wake up and you know that you have a
fun with
job as an entrepreneur, like you wake up. I dream about MirrorTlk. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like while I'm dreaming, I'm thinking of the next idea, the next thing we can do, the next people we can communicate with, network with. I'm like, I lose sleep thinking about it. You feel me? So I know at the end of the day, MirrorTlk is gonna blow. You feel me? So it's like,
Facts.
I have no problem stepping outside of my comfortability to learn how to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you might see it on Instagram 24/7. It's important to be uncomfortable so that you can grow. Like on the other side.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that
You
real
have
quick.
to be
Like,
Let them
comfortable
say
with
it,
being
let them say they,
uncomfortable.
let them say they
You have to. For me, it's definitely God first. God first.
Yeah,
I'm
word,
sorry.
word.
God
That's number one.
first.
MirrorTlk is
Number one.
definitely about God, by the way.
God first. God first. I definitely pray, ask for it, pray again, and then I go get it.
Get it.
That's just how I am. Trust yourself. Like trust yourself. Like you really gotta really trust and believe in whatever it is that you're gonna do. Like it probably ain't work today. Try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you probably may be tired, but at least do like a small step that's gonna end to like the end goal. And if anything, my last one would be, if it's one thing I learned, be a student first. Like learn from other people. Like ask, like yo, you have to realize like you gotta be humble. Like is it? And I always tell people,
you just clapping.
it's a difference
We need
between like no for real. It's just a difference between humility and humiliation. Like you have to be humble to really get to where you need to get to. Like you might think for a minute like I don't need them or this and that, but you don't really know. Like it could be small things, and this is one thing I've learned. It could be small things that one person teaches you. Because at first I used to be like, I'm not about to ask, like nah. But like as I'm growing, I'm realizing like yo, that's so important. Like you have to be a student, at least for just a point second. Just be a student. Like learn from somebody. Like you must.
And I really respect you. I really respect you bringing that up, right? Like I know that we live in this generation, and we hear like a lot of lyrics or a lot of random things like, "Yo, don't be a follower, be a leader," right? But I firmly believe in like, yo, you can't go wrong following the right cat, right? You feel me? Like gaining that mentorship or building that relationship to someone where, like, for example, you see someone, right, a figure that is in the position that you want to be in the future, right? He's doing the same thing that you want to do, and you probably have ideas to go to the next level, right? It's no issue for you to like really humble yourself and ask like, yo, I see what you're doing, and how can I get there, right? I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I need help. You feel me? There's no problem in asking for help. There's no problem in asking for advice, right? Like, especially if you see someone really doing it. Like, we idolize people every single day, but you can't, you know what I'm saying, take pride into that, right?
I don't know, I'm different on that because, like I said, every time I do ask somebody for help, I'm always shot down. So it's like, I never have a good experience with asking people for help. So it's like, I really got to go out and get it myself. But for myself, I think the biggest thing was one, self-reflection. Like I said, sacrifice, and then God as well. So for self-reflection, I think that the biggest thing is anytime I do something big, everyone's like, oh, congrats, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, thanks, you know, cool. I get in the car. I'm like, okay, so what's next? Like, what do I need to? What did I do wrong? What do I need differently? And I think that's really important. People look over that. People always say, you know, numbers don't matter. You know, so it does matter because that's how you know. Like you said, when you're throwing a party and you get the results back, if you made under what you needed to make. Okay, you need to get back in the car, right? But drag the ball, and you're like, okay, what do we need to do differently? So for me, I'm like, I first self-reflect always. I'm like, what do I need to do differently, and how can I grow, and how can I help others? And then, like you said, God first. My biggest issue for so long was I was almost there, but I wasn't there all the way.
Yeah.
And I didn't start seeing that connection, plug in until I started tithing.
Yeah.
When I started giving back to God because I'm making all this money, when I started giving right back, that's when I really saw the blessings coming in. So you really got to give back in some way. Maybe you give back to your community, if it's financial or something, you gotta do something to give back.
And
I like how you said you brought up the money aspect, because everybody wants to do everything, everybody has dreams, everybody has goals. I guess for me, what I would press to, our generation is you gotta be able to have some type of knowledge about money, some type of knowledge about finances, because you can have all the dreams in the world, but if you don't have means or you don't have the hustle entrepreneur spirit to go get that money to do the thing that you want to do, you're not going to just be lucky enough somebody's going to give it to you straight out the jump.
Right.
So I would just say, just like you said, you need you need help here for somebody else, so you would ask people for help and they would shoot you down. If you didn't have that hustle entrepreneur spirit, you might have not been as hungry to get from point A to point B. Yeah. And point A to point B might be, how am I gonna get this first $3,000 to get my camera? How am I gonna get this equipment?
For sure.
How am I gonna get this?
Right there, it's fine. Like you said, doing about money is financing. So right then, you got to go get yourself a credit card, something. People always ask me, how do you? And you got a budget. So it's really easily attainable. So it's not hard. It's really not hard as long as you know what you're doing. Like people ask me, how do you fly so much? I have a credit card. And I know that my stuff is on the first, so I break it up. You pay it up front, and I break it up. I know I can, spend 3 times, or I can pay it off 3 times, and it's breaking it up. So people gotta know about the credit card.
Tell us a little bit more about your traveling experience. I see it, we're all on Instagram.
We all know.
This man has been to Dubai.
I'm saying,
I be gone.
Anyway,
speak about that real quick. Let's touch on that real quick.
Well, first, I think that I really appreciate my Greekdom experience. So when I first crossed, I think the big thing was, I wasn't so set on Towson.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Towson. So my biggest thing was I have to get outside of this campus. I gotta, I have to network. My biggest thing is networking. So even last week when people were praising about what I said, because I said something about when I came back from the Grammys, I was like, I did a great weekend of networking. People were like, oh, you didn't see it as partying, you saw it as networking. Right. Because when I get in those rooms and I see these people, these big names that can get me where I need to go, I'm absolutely plugging myself in. I'm not leaving that room because you will not have that opportunity again.
Can you tell us about that road there? Yeah, can you tell us about the road and your journey?
Wait, pause. How did you get to the Grammys? I know we talked about our startup and then our grind, but let's talk about the journey. How did you end up at? So far up to date, your biggest success currently, right? How did you get up to the Grammys? How did that start? What was the chain reactions?
I think it was really again, connections. Out there, it's all about connections, getting your foot in the door, and that's all you can do. And one of the biggest things was when Lori Harvey came to town for Howard's homecoming. Yeah. And I think it was a day. I think it was that Friday morning, actually at 11 o'clock. They were like, oh, they need somebody. So then I was like, okay. Yeah. And I saw somebody, one of my friends, he posted something. It was on Instagram. So I hit them up, they finally responded. Then I had the rest of my team. We all was ready to go. But the thing about that was my friend posted something. He said either opportunity or preparedness, meets opportunity or something like that. Success is when you're, prepared or something like that.
Preparation and opportunity meet each other.
Something around the line. And it's really important because I was just thinking, I was telling my friend yesterday, I need to keep my camera charged all the time. I keep everything ready to go just in case I ever get a call. I'm I gotta get out the door like that. I drop everything I'm doing. You gotta go because that preparedness meets an opportunity and that means success because you really gotta grab. Because I think if I wasn't ready to go, I know I had clients that day. I was like, damn, I really gotta drop everything. So I really did. And then those people that were there, her manager and everyone else, got me plugged in when I got to LA. So they're they said to me, we really saw what you did in DC when we were out here, and we would have plugged you in LA. So it's almost like a treat. People will put you in the door just because they see how hungry you are. And that's all. You got to be hungry. You got to be humble. You got to be grateful. I show my gratitude all the time. I'm very grateful, and I never knock down people that came before me. So if someone got me in the door, I absolutely acknowledge that. They did this to get me there. It wasn't just me because I know a lot of people do that, and then karma comes right back to get you. So
one thing I hear you before we started, you was talking about your team, and now, how do you know what's a solid team?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
I think the best thing about a solid team is knowing everyone's strengths. So I know that you know, if everyone knows you may not be strong at this thing, someone else says you got to pick it up, and that's where you guys meet, you know, face to face, instead of you just trying to delegate everything. I think for so long, that's why I didn't really get anything. So just trying to delegate and do all that, you got to split it up, and you all got to be willing to, you know, be successful and be a leader.
I can feel that. Like,
and another thing is confidence too. Like, a lot of people out here, you got to be confident. Like, when I walk into whatever situation I'm going into, I know that, hey, all right, this is the barrier I'm going through regardless. It doesn't matter. Oh, I have to pay this much? No, I'm not paying. I'm gonna get it regardless.
No, that's facts.
Like,
I jumped a lot of lines at clubs doing it.
I'm telling you,
that confidence really.
I definitely got you in the club.
I've been in LA, and I'm telling you, superstars, what's your ad, what's your handle, what's this, what's that?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm getting it.
I'm getting in.
I'm getting it.
So,
and all you have to have that confidence, and that's what everything you do. When it $1 million, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Do this. I'm gonna do it. You have to say it. You have to speak it into existence.
I know Tope. No, I walk in like, what's good, bro? You see these Marzella? I'm walking in.
I'm walking in.
Like, we have like countless of encounters at the front of the door. I'm like, bro, I'm not paying for shit. You know me. I'm gonna support. I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna give back somewhere. Like
everything you do. Like, I know that, let's say I'm just like Jacob. If we were in the same room, I feel like we would both be doing the same thing. And
for sure. You gotta work the room.
You gotta work the room. You have to know.
You have to work the room.
You have to know why you're there, your purpose. You only live once, so do the math.
I gotta get in there.
And
you gotta really learn.
Once you miss that, you're like, damn, like. And I think that it was God speaking to me because I've missed those opportunities before. I used to work with people back in like 2015, 2014. I always blew it because I never, you know, networked. I was always, okay, cool, here's a shoot, but we never speak again.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta keep in touch. But yeah, on that note, I just wanted to end it off letting you all know that, like, I really appreciate you all for joining my God, MirrorTlk. She's on the squad, so we're gonna see her around, you know what I'm saying? But like,
I mean, I like that.
You know, on the last thing I want to say though is that, like, with MirrorTlk, we really focus on iron sharpening iron, you know what I'm saying? So we bring each other together so that we can make sure that we prosper, you know? So whenever you're doing something in the future, just make sure you reach down and make somebody else better than you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. Right? You got to teach somebody. It's about the 33% rule. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically where you spend 33% of your time with someone that's older than you, a mentor. You spend another 33% of your time with someone that's on the same level as you, that's more so of a peer, and then you spend 33% of your time with a mentee. And that's the best way that we can really bridge the gap between us just being great. I
like that a lot.
You know, that's, and for the people that don't know, MirrorTlk, what we do every month, we do community service. That's the foundation of our business. We do community service. So yeah, we are a multimedia platform that's focused on networking, but it's very important that we give back to our community. So any of the nonprofits out there that want to do business with us, please follow us at MirrorTlk. You can follow us at MirrorTlk on IG, you can follow us on MirrorTlk at Twitter, or you can follow us at MirrorTlk on YouTube.
And if you have any other inquiries, you can email us at mirrortalk@gmail.com.
There you go.
And we're all about future hustlers. We're all about young grinders, things of that nature. Like, we're big on work culture here.
For sure.
If you feel as if you can bring something to the table, or you feel as if you can elevate your platform, attach onto us, we're all for that. So we're all about growing and improvement. So you already know. Like, just hit us up, follow us on Instagram, MirrorTlk, no underscore, no hashtag, no nothing. MirrorTlk, TLK, MirrorTlk. Follow us.
It's on the shirt.
It's on my shirt.
Yeah.
It's on my shirt.
If
you don't know, hold on.
Ooh.
Check the mirror.
Okay.
The hoodie's coming soon.
On the back too.
The hoodies are coming soon. It's check the mirror because all right. So I'm gonna end on this. So like, we put check the mirror as our hashtag because the importance of checking the mirror is you can't really embody MirrorTlk if you don't check the mirror. And check the mirror is an analogy of you actually sitting there and telling yourself, having that alone time like y'all talked about earlier, and sitting there saying, you know what, I gotta be comfortable with me first before I move forward and even try to do anything. If you're not comfortable with yourself right now, you're not going to be able to build a business. You got to be comfortable with yourself first. So yeah, thank you all again. Please press subscribe. There we go. We out.